Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to another mod spotlight video, taking a look at the amazing Dellarte Della Guerra. I think I got kind of close that time at pronouncing it correctly. Obviously, I apologize, that was not perfect, but I will do my best to improve as I cover this mod more and more. I covered this mod a couple months ago, maybe even 5 or 6 months ago now, when they released some awesome looking gameplay, and they have released another gameplay video showing the kind of progress of the mod, and I thought it'd be very exciting to dive in and take a look at that today. If this is your first video and you've never heard of this Bannerlord overhaul mod before, this is a mod that looks to take place in the late 15th century of Europe and the Middle East, having a campaign map that stretches across all of it. Should hopefully be really exciting. They obviously want to have a large detailed map of Europe and the Middle East. They want to have historical accurate troops, titles, and hereditaries, which is going to be cool. Gunpowder, field artillery, obviously a ton of playable factions, new battle maps in both battle and sieges, custom music and sounds, quests, and so much more. They're planning on releasing parts of the mod in kind of, in bits and bobs. So the first release is planned to have just the War of the Roses going on. So it's going to have a map of Britain, have England, Scotland, and Irish lords, and obviously it's going to focus around that time. Then they're going to progress on to the Burgundy Wars, and then go on to the Reconquista, and basically add more and more of the maps as they go. They also plan on adding in Denmark, Norway, Sweden, obviously you've got the Holy Roman Empire, Italy, we've got the Teutonic Order, Lithuania. So as you can really see, the campaign map is looking to spread. Obviously the Ottomans, you have Muscovy, Novgorod, and so on and so on. I could say on for ages, obviously North Africa as well. But yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. There's going to be a lot of factions added to this mod, and we do get another gameplay video right here. This is going to be the Percy Neville feud, which is one of the first skirmishes that actually kind of led towards the War of the Roses, one of the first English civil wars, and these were two northern houses that I guess got into a little bit of a kerfuffle, and that again obviously kind of led towards more of the War of the Roses itself. So let's go ahead and just dive in. We'll take a look at the gameplay. You guys can obviously take a real good look at all the new updated troops. You can see the armor as well, looking absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I'm actually blown away with how good this mod does look. And obviously you can also tell as well the music in the background. I assume this is all custom made for the mod. The really fitting sounds absolutely amazing. So as you guys sort of look at the kind of the base of the soldiers, they're obviously wearing pretty heavy armor, and they're mainly wielding these polearms. You've got a few kind of sword and shield infantry, but yeah, a lot of infantry obviously using that reach, and yeah, getting kind of more into that. Obviously we also have guns as well in the back line, ready to fire in. So obviously, kind of that weapon to fend off cavalry with the firepower in the back, as well as some longbowmen there on the right hand side, ready to push up. And I have to say, the detail in this helmet is absolutely incredible. That plume coming off of it just looks amazing. The gold, kind of almost like a tree. I think that is what the design is. Yeah, it just looks absolutely incredible. The flags as well, really well done. Obviously, you can't have Bannerlord without the flags. And yeah, the ones which are just kind of like floating down look amazing. They really do look incredible. In this battle gameplay video as well, as you'll see the enemy marching towards. Look at that, the glint off the armor as well. Really nice. But yeah, you'll see in this gameplay battle several units, several different weapons. As the main guy dies, he'll then teleport to someone else. Behind that, we do actually have the sword infantry as well, more of the shock infantry, split into a second group, ready to push in. And you see as well all the different variations as well. It's not just like there's one variation of soldier. It seems like there are 5 or 6 different types per unit, which again is pretty goddamn exciting. Off on the flanks as well, you can just about make it out, though on the left hand side you got some cavalry skirmishing. But obviously as we progress further and further on into the medieval period, cavalry does become a little bit less potent, but still going to be absolutely filthy. Heavy charges are still going to completely disrupt unbraced units. And you can see that cavalry doing exactly that, ripping through in the glorious armor. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing, some of the knightly armors. And you can see the polearm ready to get swung. And I did notice as well, you can really feel the weight of these weapons as well. As they're getting swung around, this is a big old kind of like hammer halberd type weapon. And you can see like he's not swinging around like it's a piece of paper. He is really going to town with it. And you can see that, you know, that impact is felt. It's knocking people down. The pikes are being used, obviously, to hit the enemy. And it's going to be really exciting as well now that Tail Worlds have added in pike bracing into the game. And that's obviously going to be really fitting as the kind of, I guess, warfare changes from kind of, you know, this late medieval to more of a, you know, kind of I guess going on towards a, you know, kind of shot and pike style as they progress further. You can see that, you know, that weapon really kind of clunking in, but now the man is now down. Obviously, as well, his armor, he is taking a handful of hits as well. There's not like blood spurting out of him. You know, he's in that plate, and when he does get hit by them pikes, he seemingly is doing pretty well. Again, knights coming in again. Oh, it's ferocious. Look at the speed. And yeah, you can see that, you know, his armor is protecting him here. So even though he, you know, like I feel like in vanilla Bannerlord, you know, when you do get hit by pretty much any weapon, it does a serious amount of damage. But seemingly that heavy armor is actually going to act as heavy armor, and you know it's going to, you know, they basically deflect a lot of damage coming in with some nice damage reduction. You also see now we're playing a sword and shield guy who gets immediately knocked down, and you can see some of the different types of shields that the people are using. Obviously, that big ball on the front of a shield that you use to protect, and obviously also used as a weapon. Reinforcements now arriving as well to the fight as the cavalry continues to roam around. And there you go. I believe a battle is now won. They've routed the enemy with their superior numbers. And yeah, I mean, it's just really impressive to see. I mean, just look at the detail in this armor. It's actually pretty goddamn crazy how much work is being put into this mod. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see how the battles do end up playing. Obviously, you know, we have a completely different type of warfare. You know, in vanilla Bannerlord, it's very much just sword and shield, heavy infantry lines clashing with archers just volleying in. Whereas, you know, it's going to be a lot more of these like halberd. There's not going to be as many shields involved in your army. So it's going to be a very, very fun way just to kind of take a look and see how battles do change. And obviously also what changes they make to battles, because the spear in Bannerlord as is on the current 1.6 patch isn't very good. You know, the spear is getting better as they've added in pike bracing, but it still lacks that oomph, that strength that it was historically. And obviously it's, you know, one of the best weapons in history, so we're gonna have to hopefully see that in these mods, and hopefully Tail Worlds do improve just the overall mechanics of spear fighting, because yeah, right now they are probably one of the worst weapons in the game. And as well as that, obviously you're seeing all the different types of polearms being added, new shields. Obviously we're gonna have guns, and they said field artillery as well. It should hopefully be very exciting. So as well as that, we also have a couple more pictures as well. I believe they released these a while ago, but I'll show them off on your screen right now. And again, you can see a little bit more of a close-up of the armor from these guys. Again, some archers right here. And all the different variations of the archers. Obviously, they're not going to be wearing heavy plate. They do have that helmet to protect them. And obviously a little bit of, you know, that padded leather and other stuff like that to give them a little bit of protection. But, you know, they're much more of a lighter unit. Again, we see some of the cavalry here as well. A fully armored knight with that joust ready to go down at lance. Again, some more variations of the knights. Right there again, looking absolutely beautiful with the horse armor as well to keep that nice and protected. We get a nice little close-up of some of the dismounted foot knights as well, with that halberd ready just to do some serious damage, either stab, smash. And it'd be really cool if, you know, because you can change like from one-handed to two-handed in Bannerlord. It'd be really interesting if they did have a way where you can flip the weapon over. So maybe you go for the, you know, the kind of the axe end to hit lightly armored, and if you press F to switch kind of from one-handed to two-handed, it switches over, and you're kind of using more of a hammer, which does more pierce damage, which is better against armor. And maybe you hit it again to get that pike, and then that will allow you to do damage to horses. But again, I guess you can just kind of stab with it, and that's probably how the pike way would work. But yeah, it'd be really cool if you could switch between the two weapons and there'll be two different profiles of damage. I don't know if that's even possible, but it would be very interesting if it was. Again, we got some more of the armor, again close-ups of the infantry, and then just, yeah, some more of the soldiers, and then finally a nice little look at a very, very heavily armored knight, beautiful looking horse armor, and then yeah, just some of the other armor pieces which look really, really good. good. So yeah, that's just going to be a quick look at the mod. I wanted to show off that new update video because it looked really good. Unfortunately, this mod doesn't have a Discord, so it is quite hard to keep up to date with, I guess, the everyday progress, but it's great that they're releasing these videos for us every so often, so we can see the mod is progressing. I would love to take a look at the campaign map. I'm not sure if that's something that they've got done yet. Obviously, they're planning on just adding in the British Isles at first, adding in England, Scotland, and Ireland before, kind of, progressing on. So it'll be very interesting to see exactly how they go about that. I think it's a great decision. It allows more kind of polished kind of campaign parts to be released as and when they're done, rather than trying to do the entire thing. But it'll be interesting to see how that approach does affect the overall campaign. Are there going to be kind of just like 6 or 7 settlements to begin with on the British Isles? Because obviously in total, when they add in everything else, it's going to add up to the hundreds. Or are they going to like populate Britain with tons of settlements and then kind of remove them as they add in like France and Spain and Italy? As kind of the world gets bigger, they maybe remove some settlements and kind of reassort that as they get further and further on. I honestly don't know. Obviously, I'll link as well the mod DB page, so if you guys want to go check this out, go give them some support in the comments. Let them know they're doing an amazing job. You guys can do that. And let me know what you guys think of this down below in the comments. I'd be very interested to find out. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more mod spotlight videos, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.